scouting here. We're at another big state section here. Hunting this stuff behind me here. Came in here last year, had a doe tag, and had a real nice buck come running right below me about 60 yards, but obviously couldn't shoot it because I had a doe tag, but saw a decent number of deer here last year. It's a big area, so hoping to see more deer than we saw from last night at least. So. Alright, so we just got settled in here for night number 2 of scouting.
we're at a spot that we usually hit every year. Um, it's been a little while since we got one back here, but it's usually pretty good to us as far as quantity of deer and some pretty good bucks too. So like I said, we try to hit it every year just to see. It's tough because they're pretty transient through here. You kind of just got to catch them when they're moving through. Um, but you know, it's worked in the past for us. It's a real good country. Um, this year there's a bunch of cut sunflowers back behind us here in the fields. And on the way in, saw a lot of sign, a lot of beds, a lot of trails heading right up to those sunflowers. So kind of thinking that that's what they're doing here almost every night. Which sunflowers are private, but at least gives us a little bit of a game plan here for where they're going to be going and coming from. Got my mom back on the ridge to my left here. Just getting a little bit different vantage point. I'm looking over a little finger draw right here. Saw a couple does on the way in, just on the other side of the waterway. But they kind of got spooked by something off to our west here. Not really sure what it was. We tried to get a look and see if there's anything down that way, but didn't see nothing. And they just kind of went up and over a hill. So hopefully it didn't disturb anything too bad here. Spot actually looks a lot different than it did last year. We had a real dry year last year in this area. Some public land, and it's a game management area. But last year it actually got leased out for some emergency grazing, and so all the grass was just chewed down to nothing. And this year, I mean, as you can see, just from what I'm sitting in, all the grass is back, real nice and tall, giving a lot of good cover here for the deer. So that's good to see. So yeah, we'll just get settled in here and see what we see. Hopefully it's something good. Stay tuned. About 6 o'clock now. Been sitting out here for about an hour and a half. Finally just saw our first set of horns for the night. Just kind of stood up out of the blue out in the flats there by some brush. Nothing too crazy. Wouldn't call them a shooter by any means. Looked like maybe probably about a small 4x4. Couldn't quite tell if you had a fifth point down there. Anyways, things are picking up here a little bit. Shadows are getting longer, so hopefully that's a good sign for the rest of the night. Well, that wraps up night number 2 of scouting for me here. Um, Not a whole lot going on really. I was kind of hoping for a little more, but just can't complain too much. We had that one little 4x4 there not too long ago. A lot of does. We did get one. Looked like one nicer buck here right at the end of light. Um, I don't know how well the video is gonna turn out on him. I tried to get him, but he was a good 3/4 of a mile out there too. So, but from what I could tell, he looked pretty decent. Definitely the nicest one I've seen all weekend. Um, there was a couple of them last night in the spot I was sitting where they're probably pretty close to that one, but unfortunately I wasn't able to get those ones for you guys to see. But we're gonna roll on out of here. Got the beautiful sunset there behind us. Like I say, not a hoping for a little more activity, but it's been pretty warm yet. Been getting up to almost 60 degrees, if not a little over, here during the day. So it's not a whole lot of movement until right at the end of light. Um, it's looking like for next weekend though, when season starts, that it's gonna be dipping down in the 30s and 40s for highs during the days. So hopefully that plays out and be a little more action for you guys next weekend.